I want you to imagine, a lot of people don't do this, a typical day in the life of a principal, a school principal, right? You might wake all the stakeholders that come to you and pull you in different ways. So for example, you have 600 students that look to you each day, and students may have questions for you. You walk into that building, you're responsible for their safety, right? That's a big responsibility. So you have the students over here, right? A student might have discipline issues. A student might have a specific learning issue that you're trying to weigh in on, right? Then you also have the parents. So for example, I had a question a couple weeks ago, and I had a phone call with my school principal. I wonder how many other parents contacted the principal that week. I'm guessing it was at least 10 who asked for one-on-one time with that principal. Then you have the staff. Let's say that staff is managing. Let's say principal's managing 60 people. Okay, I have principal friends who manage staffs of 400. I have others who manage staff of 20. But let's just say 60. Okay. You know, if you're managing 60 people, when I talk to principals, they say this is the toughest time because out of the 60, let's just say that 10% require a lot of attention. You know, and let's say some of them, you're getting into it with them a little bit. Maybe they're filing grievances against you, right? And so while you're trying to help the parents and the students manage the staff, you also are trying to care for all 60 staff members. And a lot of times, by the way, principals don't have administrative support. They don't have a secretary in some of the districts, particularly at the elementary level. You might be doing administrative work, like registration kind of work, while also trying to do all these other things. And by the way, you also have a superintendent who can call you at any time and say, hey, I have a meeting at headquarters. You got to come in, or we're changing this policy. Or you have board members that want you to report, right? So this is one person who, by the way, has their own family, right? They might have their own kids that they're trying to be a dad or mom to. Their own mom or dad could be sick, right? And they might be caring for a parent. And one school principal I talked to, we were talking about sunlight activities, which are things like the guitar that bring you hope and joy. He told me sunlight basketball was one of his sunlight activities. And I asked him, when's the last time you played basketball? He said, wow, 5 years ago when I first took this job. And it dawned on him that he'd had no self-care. So when you hear me describe what a school principal goes through on a daily basis, and this isn't even during COVID, this is before COVID, right? Does your empathy level go up? Are you more likely when you're interacting with that principal to ask them, hey, how are you doing? How are things going? How can I be helpful to you? Right? It changes the equation, doesn't it? But if all we think about is, oh, that's a school principal, I got to hold them accountable for how the test grades went up or down, or how come this metric went there, we're missing an incredible opportunity to connect and have a deeper relationship and actually be more relevant to the work that they do.